There's lots of videos and tutorials out there on how to actually do the double stroke roll, but nobody seems to be able to describe what it feels like. If you ask a little kid who is just learning to ride a bike what it feels like to get that first feeling of balance on the bike, they might be able to describe that feeling a little bit better. And so, in this case, I'm a little kid when it comes to the double stroke roll. I am just learning it, but I wanted to be able to share with you as I'm learning it what it's feeling like to master the double stroke roll. There's probably like four different things that kind of help me recognize what it's supposed to feel like. One is the idea that the double stroke roll is something that's done in time. So it shouldn't just be two hits. That's not the only criteria for it being a double stroke. It should be in tempo. And so one of the exercises that I started doing was I would turn on the metronome and play single strokes until I was in tempo, and then double it up. Okay, so that's kind of a double stroke roll, but it's not quite the technique because it's just like single strokes being hit on the same hand. Okay, excuse me. I breathed a little spit there. Okay, so and then double that. See, I doubled that. And I don't think I can get any I don't think I can get it any tighter than that, but that's basically how I got the feel of what the timing that the double stroke has to be played in tempo. And then that kind of brings me to the second thing that helped me realize that I was starting to get it was kind of playing this thing from 20th, 21st Century Fox. It's like da 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 da. You can hear the double strokes in there. You can hear there in time, in tempo. Or at least mostly in tempo. Okay. And then the other thing that's started to become apparent is that it's kind of like if you put your hand on the motor and you can kind of feel that hum, or if you put your hand on the refrigerator, you can feel the hum underneath there. It's a similar kind of feel, is because there's like this repeating vibration that's going through your hands, and it's kind of got a hum feel to it. I can't guarantee that I'm gonna be able to get it for you while I'm demoing, but I have felt it. Okay, what I was feeling there is whenever that was I could feel the hum. One of the things that I noticed is that my hands were a lot looser. I wasn't trying to control as much, and it just felt the sticks felt a lot looser, like they had a life of their own almost. But I could feel the hum in there. So that's just an example of hum. Okay, and then last thing that I noticed is that I have an electric drum kit, and if you look, let's see if I can show you the indicator lights on the drum kit. And so as you look at those indicators, you can, if you have an electric drum kit, that's one way to do it, is just look at the indicators on here and see how smoothly and evenly those lights stay on whenever when you're trying to get that hum sound. And then the other thing you can do is, if you don't have an electric drum kit, There's like VU meters. You can look at a VU meter, or you can open up your cell phone and look at how, maybe do a recording or use one of those metering apps that will show whether or not you're kind of keeping this consistent flow. So that's one way that you can know. So again, there's four things. One is knowing that you're on tempo, that you have kind of this feel like when you're playing like the 20th Century Fox deal, or that there's a hum that comes through your fingers as a result of you being very cyclical, very repetitive with respect to time. And then there's also just like looking at indicator lights or VU meters or things like that can show you visually when you're being inconsistent. So anyway, this is Kenneth. Hopefully that helps you guys. I'm not a master at double stroke roll yet, but I did want to share this with you. If you're like me and you're just starting to learn this and you're like, oh man, I just don't know what it's going to feel like. I don't know whether I'm doing it right. And I think those four things might help you. So again, this is Kenneth. I appreciate your time. Thank you for your comments and your consideration of the things, my efforts to learn how to play instruments, and in a better effort to understand and write and compose music. Peace.